Coronation Street, P694, stroke 173, part 1, take 1.
Edited.
Ray?
Ah, no, love. That's the other young fella who works here.
I thought he sometimes puts in a bit of overtime on Saturday morning.
Only in feather, love. When I left him, he was snoring away like a gammon on the hoof.
Yeah, well, it's not important. I'll see him later.
Not shopping for anything.
I'm glad, because we're not open yet.
Oh.
As a matter of fact, I'm only here to pick up some doorknobs for Miss Nugent as was.
Oh, well, don't stand there. Go and get them screwed on. Don't stand there like an ornament. They're coming home tonight, you know.
Didn't you get up at the crack of dawn just to see me?
No, to see Madam.
Isn't it marvellous, Lenny boy? Two beautiful girls in the office, and neither of them want to see you. Me mum always said lousy things would happen to me if I didn't eat me crust.
How did you know where I was?
Heard you prowling about during the night. Heard you go out this morning. Even I can work out a bit of simple arithmetic.
It's just something I've asked Ray to decide, that's all. I wonder whether he had.
Like getting the kid adopted.
He didn't tell you.
Oh, no. Can work that out for myself in my own little noddle. No, you told me he'd proposed to you. But that was before he knew you were pregnant. You were afraid he'd got cold feet, and you love him. So you thought the best thing to do was get the baby farmed out.
I can't expect him to lumber himself with another man's baby.
It's your baby too, love. What do you want?
I don't know.
Oh, that handle. Just a fraction higher, Len. Just a mere quarter of an inch.
Aye, aye, sir.
Teeny weeny suspicion of a brush mark in that corner, Alan.
Anything you say, Mrs. Walker.
Oh, it's right Billy's is that one.
I'm just doing as I'm told, mate.
You and me, you know.
Purple does happen to be the in colour this season, for lining coffins. Oh, leave the decor to me, Elizabeth. Kindly refrain from criticising.
Oh, well, I must say you're all at it, aren't you?
Some of us are.
Mrs. Walker in charge, then, eh?
Mrs. Walker is our consultant. Isn't that right, Mr. Howard?
Well, she's our design coordinator.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and that ceiling bilious.
Come on, break it up. All right, cool it for a few minutes. Oh, it's not entirely hopeless. It's never hopeless.
I've got faith in you, lad.
Oh, well, that's something anyway. Miracles can be achieved in a week. Look what God did in 7 days.
Aye, but I don't think he had as difficult a job.
Yeah. Riley! If you thump him again, I'll have your guts for garters. Sorry, you were saying.
What I do is to put the biggest chap in the middle and see he gets a lot of the ball.
Yes, I did have something of that sort in mind.
Well, not that I want to interfere. I'm sure you've mapped out your own strategy.
Oh, yes, I've got lots of maps.
All right, lads, gather round them. Now, we're going to buckle down to some real work. I grant your enthusiasm, but you're very short of technique. Mr. Marlowe?
Could I show some tactics, sir?
Right. Well, what we'll do We will analyse where we're going wrong. Take it one by one.
Good thinking.
Bates, we'll start with you. And remember, what I want is good, constructive criticism.
Sir.
From what I hear, you've had enough coffee.
It's been on my mind, that's all. Wondering what you wanted to do about having him adopted.
How do you know it's an him?
You can't just think of a baby as an it.
Can't you? I do. Well, all kids.
Yeah, well, fellas do, don't they? Only what I said to you. If I thought about adoption, then there wouldn't be any problem, would there? If you think he would be a problem. I mean, if I got him adopted, we could get married. If you still wanted to.
You know I won't.
But without the baby.
I didn't know about the baby.
You know now.
Look, this isn't something you can just make your mind up about. I mean, we're talking about it, him. But it's not as if he's even born yet, is it? Do you know how you'll feel then?
Be a bit late to wait and find out.
Well, it's not up to me, is it, look?
Yes, it is. I'll do whatever you want to do. Even give up the baby. I'll do anything for you, Ray.
You've got a rotten taste in fellas' petal chops.
Proper romantic, aren't you?
Well, it's the best I can do this time of a Saturday morning.
Can I have a kiss? I love you.
I'm quite fond of you, too.
Even if you are a so-and-so.
Well, that's why you love me, you see. Nice girls always finish up with the rotten pigs.
I don't think you are. I think you're all right.
Well, as long as you think that, then the rest of the world can get knotted.
And we'll be happy, won't we?
Just like in the stories.
Just the two of us.
Two?
It's the best thing.
You sure?
Well, he'll have a good home, won't he? I mean, they make absolutely sure of that, don't they, in them societies?
Oh, yeah, he'd probably wind up with some of them rich folk, you know, get him everything money can buy.
He'll have a good start in life.
Thee and me, lass. Thee and me.
Okay, that's it for today. Hold on.
Please, sir.
Yeah, well, look, you go and clean yourself up a bit, will you, Terry? A bit of a mess.
Do you have to give our stuff to you, sir? Only, my mama goes spares for giving this lot.
The PE teacher's wife usually copes with the boys' trips.
Only t'other lads were saying now we have to give it to you, sir.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, Mr. Perkins, but I have to opt out of this one. Whatever Mr. Unsworth was in the habit of doing.
Oh, I'm sure there must be plenty of women relatives willing to lend a lad like you a hand with his domestic chores. Just a little charm, lad, that's what he wants. Charm.
How do you mean, a flat?
Well, an house, a pad, somewhere to live, if you come across out suitable.
What, you mean for the two of you together, whether you're married or not?
Oh, look, we can't live at Elsie's. And what's she gonna do? Live on her own and we meet on twice-weekly dates? We've gone past all that, mate. We've wasted enough time as it is already.
Oh, it's not for me to pass judgment.
Too true.
And she's agreeable, is she, to living together like?
Look, Jerry, if it'll make that Puritan little soul of yours any happier, I am not proposing to desert this one. As soon as things are sorted out, we'll be down that registry office so fast there'll be smoke coming out of his heels. All right?
None of my affair.
Absolutely.
But what about the kid?
Look, mate, you just said it. It's none of yours.
Are you, favouring the laundrette with your custom this afternoon, Uncle Albert?
Happen?
Fine. It's just that, well, there's one or two extra things in the bag.
What extra?
Oh, just one or two bits. You might need a couple of machines.
Figure of fun, that's what I'll be. You know what they'll be calling me next, don't you, when they're laughing at me? They'll call me an old woman.
Never.
I want some extra money.
There you are, 50p. That should just about cover everything, including the drying.
You look, why is it always me? Why can't you take your turn?
Well, I'm sorry, Uncle Albert, but I would go gladly, only I have this urgent appointment.
Urgent appointment.
Yeah, so I'll see you at tea time, all
Look,
right?
I've got some urgent appointments too. 2 dozen old legs clacking the choppers at me while I'm doing me wash. Oh, blimey, grand Saturday afternoon I'm going to have.
So you think she'll be happy, do you?
I'll do my best.
Well, there have been occasions when I'd have taken that coming from you with a pinch of salt, but on this one I'm inclined to believe you.
That's all right, then.
Still, it might not be enough. Your best.
We'll make out. I've got plans.
Ambitions.
Plenty.
Lad, you could be the best man for her any girl ever had, and there'd still be something missing.
Like what?
Well, you're a man, so it needs saying simply. What'll be missing is her child. And that'll always be an empty space for her, even when you have bairns of your own. It won't be all neat and tidy like you men want it to be. But that's the way it is.
Coronation Street, piece 694, stroke 173, part 2, take 1.
Right, love, I've done. You can have this one.
Oh, could you let me have some powder? I've forgotten mine.
Do you do your own?
Well, you got to, haven't you, when there's nobody else to do it for you?
Well, how do you manage with ironing?
Hey, old soldiers learn to cope.
Tell you what, love, you put your coppers away. I dare say you can find better use for them. Buy yourself a nice bit of stewing steak or something.
Yeah, but what about me wash?
Well, I'll come round to your house and tub a few bits through for you. How's that?
Oh, no. No, I couldn't ask you to do that.
Well, you're not asking, I'm offering. I'll be old myself one day. I am bit luck I had it mirror this morning. It's not so far off.
Oh, well, if you don't mind.
Tell you what, fair dues. You make me a cup of tea and I'll do your wash. Right, Grandad, pick up your little bundle and we'll get cracking. Oh, my God.
But what made you change your mind?
No, fella can change his mind, can't he?
You're sure? You're absolutely positive you've thought it right through?
I'm sure, I'm absolutely positive I've thought it right through.
You're not just saying it for my sake.
Listen, I've told you. Me and him will be going to watch City Saturday afternoons as soon as he's big enough to chuck a toilet roll.
I knew you were all right.
Ooh, whatever is it that Langton's got?
You don't know what you're missing, love.
And that's not exaggerating, neither.
Who lives in this house? Any road? Snow White and 11 flaming dwarfs?
Told you it's my football team.
Me old fella'll do his nut when I tell him I've been helping Alf Ramsey.
All right, you can scoff.
Oh, I know, love, I always do.
Well, as a matter of fact, it's some lads that my nephew reckons he's knocking into shape. But it's me what's the power behind the throne. Hey, where are you off to?
Home, love. To me wrestling and me hot toasted tea cake.
Yeah, but what about the ironing?
By gum, I've worked harder this afternoon than a toe flaming week.
I know, but you said you'd press them for me. And you'll be old yourself one day.
Why the hell don't I learn to keep my cake all shut?
Well, personally, I think the overall effect is one of subtle individuality with just the right touch of elegance.
Oh, yeah, definitely, no question. If you like that sort of thing.
I'm sure Emery will be more than pleased with my decor. She and I have always been so close.
Like mother and daughter, you might say.
Well, sisters, actually, Mrs. Ogden.
Hello, Slacker. You timed it very nicely. Would like to go and get some turpentine for me, I suppose.
Oh, you'll be lucky. I have just come round to announce to anybody that's interested I'm going home to have a hot bubble bath and set my hair up, ready to be took out tonight.
Oh, yes. By whom?
By any fella that's interested, any reasonable fella.
You hear that, Jerry? Get in. Now's your chance.
No, thanks. I'm trying to give up that sort of stuff.
Hey, is Ray around?
Oh, he's in the lobby fixing chain or something.
You're staying out of trouble.
Oh, that's a good one. When it comes to mucking about, he's a front runner from what I've heard.
Ah, there you go, Elder. Reducing the rateable value everywhere you go.
Well, they're just going to live together, you know, without benefit of holy wedlock.
Where do you get that juicy bit of scandal from?
Well, so the rumour goes. So the rumour goes. And if it's true, I think they're both making a big mistake. Yeah.
Well, I think it's got naught to do with anybody but them.
Well, I hope they don't come and live next to us. We're particular.
You winning?
I think so.
It's only a phrase.
It's the right one.
Good, good, good. Has Uncle A been in at all?
Oh, I've not seen hair nor hard of him today, Joe.
Yeah, I suppose I did lumber him a bit.
That I don't believe. Albert Tatlock gets lumbered with nobody.
Not true. I personally have pulled a fast one on him, as it so happens.
Oh, and now you're feeling sort of full of guilt, are you?
Oh, I'm draining the cup of remorse. Yes, could you fill it up so I can do it properly?
Yeah.
Hello. Have you got a minute?
Oh, I don't think so. I'm waiting for Ray.
Well, Ray will be a bit yet. It's a bit more private in the yard, love. I'd like a quiet one.
Okay. Mrs. Turpin?
Yes, love.
When Ray comes back, tell him I'm round their yard. Only do it diplomatic. He's very jealous, my fella.
What am I?
Thirsty?
Yes, that as well, but I'm also a fugitive from Annie Walker's chain gang. Gives a pint better. She's coming after me with a big stick.
Oh, it sounded like I got a better deal than you did today.
Well, you were lumbered today too, weren't you? You went up to city ground to pick up a few pointers?
Yes, an afternoon in the stands was the general intention.
But?
Well, I stopped by the recreation ground and caught 10 minutes of the Saturday Works League, and that was enough.
And that filled in all the gaps of your football knowledge, did it?
Well, it added about 55 words to my vocabulary, yeah. And then I caught Midnight Cowboy for the third time, had tea and cream buns at Ye Old Cosy Cafe.
Such dedication.
Well, no, it's not quite dedication, actually, but we walked this vale of tears but once, and as the man said, I'll do it my way.
And what is old Mr. Perkins going to say when he discovers what kind of form that bunch of scruffs you call a football team has got next weekend?
Yes, well, then I'll wish I'd gone to the stand and watched the football match, yeah.
You can shut up. I'm not listening. You're wasting your time.
All I'm saying is you might be happy
I'm
to
not
start
interested.
with. And then you and Ray might get kids of your own.
I'm up to here with people interfering.
And how do you know that kid isn't going to look exactly like its real father?
Ray says he wants his baby, and he doesn't care what it looks like or who.
That's what he says now.
And what you're saying is that a girl with a kid should spend the rest of her life on her own. Is that what you're telling me?
No, just that she should look out for the right kind of bloke.
Ray is the right kind of bloke.
A steady, reliable fella who'll stand by what he says.
I love Ray.
That's no reason why you should be stupid or blind.
I don't give a...
Oh, now come off it. Be honest, love. Ray, honest, reliable. You don't know him, love. He's a loner.
Don't you mean was?
Oh, you think you've tamed him, do you? Enough to gamble the rest of your life. And the kids.
God. Fellas are selfish. It's a club, all right.
Well, I've no defense against that.
Protect your mates from scheming women. Have your fun, lads, but don't let them get the roots into you permanent.
I know you're not going to believe me.
Good. Because there's not a snowball in hell's chance that I will.
As a matter of fact, it wasn't Ray Langton I was thinking about. Or you either.
Oh, I didn't think for 1 minute it was me you were thinking of, Mr. Fairclough.
I was thinking about the kid. What sort of a life do you want for it, Vicki?
When we're in after love.
From you, yeah. And what about Ray?
I could grow to hate you.
I wouldn't blame you, love.
Good God.
What's up? Collar's not to your liking?
It's fantastic. I mean, Uncle, I didn't expect you to iron this lot.
Look, if a job's worth doing, it's worth doing proper.
I didn't even know you could do anything like this.
No, well, us old soldiers learn to cope.
Well, I must say, this deserves a rum, a double rum.
No. No, I don't think I could drag my body out tonight. It's been a long day.
Well, yes, it must have been. Have you got any change for that money I gave you?
Aye, a bit.
Well, keep it.
You did say a double run.
At the very least. Do you know what, Uncle
What?
Albert? I think I must have sadly underestimated you.
And a lot of other folk have thought the same thing and all. So just think on.
I will.
You'll be old yourself one day.
Don't get it.
No, love. Sorry.
Sorry? Listen. 2 hours ago, less. Everything was great. I got it all fixed up. I was even asking Jerry Booth to look for a house for us to live.
Sounds lovely.
It will be.
But it's a fairy story.
Aye. Well, it's a good bit since I read any, but in my day, they all had happy endings.
When you're kids, they do.
Nothing in this life has got a written guarantee, love. Nobody can do out but give it a bloody good try.
It's a gamble.
Everything in life's a gamble. Crossing the road's a gamble. Eating a pork pie's a gamble.
Yeah. I do love you, Ray. The thing is, perhaps it'd be better if I didn't. For me, anyway.
Suspected I'd find you here. Good match, was it?
About average, you know.
Oh, still. It's nothing like watching the professionals to ginger up your ideas, eh?
Yes, well, I think I can say it was a well-spent afternoon.
Splendid. Henry Hall is practically in my oak cupboard.
Sorry.
With the Jack Hilton in his orchestra. You see, I have a treasured collection of old 78s, and so, as it happens, has Dawson, the head up at Regent Road.
Oh, yes, it's common gossip.
Been rivals for years. Well, he's wagered on the match. His Bye-Bye Blackbird against my Lady Begone.
The Astairs, happy days.
Right. So we'll have to trounce Regent Road. I've no intention of giving up Fred and Adele, not to mention George Gershwin at the piano, to Dawson. Not in the slightest. 10 goals to 0 on Saturday. Eh? Let's drink to that, shall we?
So, 3 white and 21 again, eh?
Yeah.
A lot of blokes would give quite a few bob to be in my place now, right?
Right.
Well, I'll tell you what, mate. They can have my place with Green Shield stamps.
Listen.
It's all right, I know.
You don't.
It was you what blew it.
Do you want to hang one on me?
I'm not sure.
I would in your place.
Too true, you would.
Well, come on. I'm here in front of you. And no excuses neither.
There's no need to, it wasn't you.
Listen, I'm
Look,
telling you.
all the ifs and buts and the good advice and the referee, and it just doesn't come into it. Because when you get right down to it, it was just me and her. You don't take no notice of nobody else. You just do what you want to do or what you think you want to do. She just stood here and told me she was going.
Why?
She didn't have to. And she'd have changed her mind. All it needed was for me to say we'd make out, me and her and the kid. Tell her I wanted her to stay, and the rest was a load of cods.
But you didn't?
I did. Mumbled all the right words. All the I love yous and we'll be okays, but not hard enough, Len, not as if I meant it. Really meant it.
End of chapter.
End of book.
No, mate. It's never the end of the book until you're 6 foot down. And then I imagine you'd be shouting your own epitaph. Fancy getting K-Lied?
Well, as epitaphs come, I reckon that's as good as out.